I was gonna make this my pick because I love these noodles. I use these noodles twice a week, all right? I use them hot, I use them cold. Why? Because the carbohydrate content in these noodles, which are still made of eggs, they're just using the egg white and not the yolk. So they are low calorie, all right? A regular serving of pasta has between 20 and 30 carbs, maybe more.
Maybe more.
How many carbs in one of these bags?
That would be less than one.
Look at the chart and look at the real pasta. I call it, even this is real pasta, I shouldn't say that. But look at the full out pasta.
Yep.
Whole wheat.
26, 29, 26.
Look at the calorie count.
It's crazy.
And then look at the carbs, 29 to 1. And remember, your carbs is what you want to watch if you're trying to drop a few pounds. You don't want to eat a lot of carbs like donuts and cereal and all that stuff. Anyway, Stephanie is back to tell us all about it.
Well, it's better than just not having carbs because you're getting protein.
Yeah.
Remember, this is egg. This is a healthy protein. So I have less than 1 gram of carb and I have 10 grams of protein. So I'm gonna go ahead and serve up my bolognese. So true story, guy, this is what I do at my house almost every time I make a sauce. I love making homemade sauces. Bolognese is my personal favorite to make. So I've got a bunch of kids. They, you know, they're growing boys. They can eat the pasta. Steph cannot eat the pasta at this point in life. So what I do is I make my bolognese sauce. My family, if they want it, has the regular pasta. And I have my egg white noodles because I'm still enjoying my bolognese because I make a good sauce, but I'm not adding the carbs. Zero guilt. And what I'm doing is I'm adding the protein by having egg white noodles. Is that not amazing?
And because it's an egg product,
yes,
you still have the bite.
Correct.
Of the pasta.
Correct.
It's lighter, but it's remember, pasta is just something that you use to put the sauce on.
It's a vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, pasta is a vehicle for your sauce. So if you have a favorite sauce, an Alfredo, a Bolognese, a marinara, whatever it is you love, and you're trying to watch your carbs, I'll tell you what started happening to me was I stopped making the sauces I love. I stopped enjoying this food because I was trying to avoid the pasta.
Yeah.
Now we're not avoiding pasta, we're having egg white noodles instead.
Do you mind going over what they can get today?
Absolutely. So you have a choice to make. What you just saw us make with the spaghetti noodles is just your regular size spaghetti egg white noodles. Okay.
Okay.
And then we also have, within that same combo pack, you're getting the vermicelli,
because that's what we have.
The skinny one.
Right. So you will get both. All right. You would either get a 6-pack, which is 3 of each.
Yes.
Or you'll get a 12-pack, which is 6 of each.
And I love being able to try both. Did we just have something sell out?
The 12-pack's gone.
All right, you go figure that out.
All we have left.
You figure that out.
So it's just confusing, but here's what you can get. You're gonna get 3 of each.
Yes.
That's the bottom line. You're gonna get 3 in the vermicelli, and you're gonna get 3 in the regular spaghetti. That's what we have left. Everything else is already sold out. We are on sale today, $10 off and free shipping.
It's a great
price.
price.
If you have never tried this, please try it, because one of the things that you do not want to eat, and everybody tells you don't eat when you're trying to lose weight, pasta.
Yeah.
Eat as
carbs.
much of this as you want.
Absolutely, and you will want to because the mouthfeel is there. In a blind taste test, you would never, ever, ever know the difference. So I want to show you how it comes to you. You're going to get your pouch just like this. These do not need to be cooked. It couldn't be easier, and I also love them because it's a really quick dinner. It's a quick lunch when I'm on the go and want to eat something healthy. You're going to tear open the pouch, and then you're going to drain it. But you're not really getting much liquid out of it. You can kind of just see it keeps it from being soupy in your sauce. So I throw mine into a quick strainer. This is the vermicelli, and this is quite honestly the one I love for
Everybody
soups.
loves it.
I love it for
skinny
salads.
Noodles.
Yeah, very thin, almost fall apart, melt in your mouth
like
style noodles. But guess what that is? That is 10 grams of protein right there. So you're helping yourself stay full. Because quite honestly, if I eat a little lettuce and a few pieces of shrimp,
the egg
I'm
white.
hungry in an hour.
Remember, the egg white is where the protein
That's
is.
right.
The yolk is where the fat is.
This is going to help keep us full. So I'm going to go ahead, and I can use these just as they are out of the pouch.
And
remember, no cooking.
Right, and you probably have 3 or 4 servings in this salad right
Yeah,
here.
that one's 2
With
right
one
there.
bag.
So, yep, absolutely. So then I'm going to put just a little bit of a ginger dressing on this one. We're going to do this one Asian style. I used shrimp. You could certainly use chicken, beef, honestly, whatever other protein you wanted.
Almonds.
Even if you didn't want to put meat in it, you could use just the egg whites because, again, you are getting your protein. So think about what a wonderful filling way this kind of makes a salad go a little further. I do eat a lot lot of salads, and sometimes you are hungry a couple hours later because you didn't get enough protein.
I can eat a salad if it has pasta in it.
There you go. Well, that's a different kind of salad.
No, I'm talking about this.
Right, exactly.
Like that's a regular salad until you put the noodles in there. There's a lot of Asian restaurants that serve salads with noodles in them.
Absolutely.
But let me tell you, those noodles are not low carb.
No, they are not.
In fact, with all the sugar they put into with the dressings, it's one of the worst things you could eat, even though you're eating a salad.
Right.
This you can enjoy, and look at how those noodles incorporate so well into all those ingredients.
They come apart. They're beautiful, and I know you love to give those a good twist. So that is a wonderful spring summer salad with extra protein and enough to keep you satisfied as well.
So good.
Isn't that wonderful?
And the noodles that still have a little chew.
Yeah, they have that mouthfeel that you want. They're not slimy. They don't fall apart.
You know what kills me? Nobody would know those are low carb.
Absolutely.
I mean, listen, I worked in an Italian restaurant for 15 years. We made our own pasta. We did all this stuff. I would be able to tell the difference. You will not be able to tell the difference. You'll be like, this just tastes like noodles, because that's what they are, and they're made with eggs. They're not made with seaweed.
Right.
Or some other weird. I'm not saying that's weird. If you want to eat seaweed, go ahead. But those things have a funny smell.
You know, if you're having a plant-based diet, that is an option.
Yeah.
But in this case, we are looking to increase our protein. And the best way to increase your protein and still have that feeling of pasta is to go ahead and use the egg whites. So this is a way to utilize the smaller noodles. You can see we made traditional pasta as another way to utilize the spaghetti. Ramen is another thing that they're great for, right? When you get ramen out, it is full of things that are not usually on a healthy eating plan.
Do you ever look in the little packs of ramen at the store?
Well, those are
Have you ever looked at the carbs?
Yeah.
And the sodium?
Yep, unbelievable.
Through the roof.
So
one
make
of the
your
worst.
own.
You think you're eating soup, you're eating healthy.
Exactly.
One of the worst things you can eat.
All right.
I haven't had ramen in a package since I was in college. I won't eat it.
I brought something else for you
That's
because
my
I know
favorite.
it is one of your favorites. I want to make sure it's not going to be too
You make
hot.
like a chicken Alfredo.
We did. Look inside this, and then I'll give up the fork so you can have your bite. There's chicken. We took the spaghetti noodles. We put a creamy sauce in it. You can always have a little bit more cheese. But if you're craving that warm comfort casserole and you want that, you know, satisfying food, you don't have to have the carbs to get it. So think about all the things you can do with these. I'm eating them cold on salad. I'm baking with them. I'm mixing them into my hot sauce. I think that is my favorite thing. Tracy makes that casserole and it's out of this world. Wait, turkey tetrazzini,
you
right?
could serve that at a dinner party.
Absolutely.
And people would be like, oh my God. And all we did, we jazzed it up. We put a little bit of broccoli, a little bit of cheese in it.
Yep.
And you could put a little sour cream, whatever you want. But you have the foundation of the pasta. All right, here's what I'll tell you. Rocky just said we are very busy. We don't have a lot to go around. If you want single ship, remember you get 3 of each, 3 of this and 3 of that for $29.95. How many left? 180 left. All right, if you want to get that. And if you want auto ship, we have about 90 left. Listen, I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I'm just saying you don't really have to sacrifice if you find good alternatives.
Right.
This is an incredible alternative because it is really a noodle made out of eggs. They just don't put the yolks in. The yolks are where you have a lot of the fat and some of the other things that maybe you don't want, the cholesterol, right? The white is the good part. That's why people eat egg white omelets, because they're trying to lose weight. They don't want the fat. So, but the point is, the taste is the same.
Right. The texture is the same.
I mean, I worked in an Italian restaurant forever. I know it's the exact same texture. You just put a different sauce on it, and that's all you need to do. I love it every bit as much cold as I do hot.
Oh, absolutely. It's perfect in a salad, and it's perfect when you make it. And as we get into summer, that salad's going to be wonderful. I like it for quick lunches, right? What do you have laying around in the fridge? Well, I've got a little bit of chicken from last night's dinner. I've got some leftover broccoli. I added some peppers. I'm going to put a light teriyaki sauce on it. I could eat this just as is, or I could go ahead and put it right into the microwave for 2 minutes. Again, the key is you are going to use these right out of the pouch. So I don't have to cook them. I don't have to do anything with them. I'm simply going to squeeze out the pouch and I'm going to use it good to go. As we get to the hot weather, I like as much of my food cold as possible. It's amazing not to have to cook these noodles. You don't have to heat up the kitchen by even boiling the pot. You can just take that. You could take it to lunch as is. You could make it warm in the microwave.
That's a lot of food right there.
That is a lot of food.
I would never eat all this. unless I was absolutely starving, but I probably wouldn't. So you do get a lot of food, and I'm trying to get a piece I want to get a few noodles. These are the little skinny ones, and they are so good.
Well,
and I'll get a little piece of chicken.
And while you chew that, let's think about why it's a lot of food. That's 10 grams of protein in the noodles alone, plus the protein from the chicken and the broccoli. That's gonna fill you up, and that's gonna fill you up for not a lot of calories.
The only thing I would put in there, cilantro.
You need
Fresh
some cilantro?
Give it a little of that zip.
I probably need a little nut. I like a crunch.
Oh, yeah, peanuts.
Yeah, I need a peanut, something, a little bit of crunch.
All right, that is so good. I know you're looking at it and you're going, nah, it's moily, or guys, it tastes like pasta.
It really does.
The difference is lower in calorie, lower in sodium, no sugar.
Nope.
And it tastes like a noodle. So what do you care what kind of noodle you use, right? It's what kind of sauce you use.
Exactly.
The noodle is only important because with this one, you can eat as much as you want. I mean, you literally could eat 30 bags of this.
And you're gonna fill up because of the protein.
And it would be the same as one bag of regular pasta.
There's a concept. Yeah, the chart really says it all. You are leaving the carbs out, but getting the experience. 26 grams of carbs in regular pasta, 29 in whole grain spaghetti, 26 in whole wheat pasta, less than 1 gram of carb in the egg white noodles. And the thing I love to keep repeating is it's not just the lack of carbs, it's the added protein. So you're gonna be so much more full with every one of these dishes.
You know, there are really, really very good low-carb pastas on the market, but if you look, they're only about half the carbs.
Right.
This is a 30th of the carbs.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's where you're really hitting it home. And what's nice, too, is if you do love pasta, you don't have to eat a tiny amount. You can eat a whole bag.
Right, you can eat as much as you want, and again, it's gonna fill you up. I love it for the soup, too. Chicken noodle soup is a big one at our house, but typically I leave the noodles in the bowl, right? I try to eat around them when I make it for my kids. Now I can make it however I want it and add the protein as well. Again, the amount of options you have as a bed for seafood, I think that's a wonderful idea because again, just a few mussels is not going to keep me that full for that long.
No.
But when I add 10 grams of protein with the egg white noodles, then it is going to keep me more full.
And when you put cheese on it, cheese makes everything great no matter what.
Exactly.
I mean, well, that's funny because I'll eat, like I'll sample my pasta before it's cooked to see how it is, a little sauce.
Right.
And then as soon as I sit down, I'm like, okay, give me that cheese bag, man.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna dump that on there. And remember, if you're gonna add fat, make sure the fat that you add is flavor, like a cheese.
Absolutely.
Right? Or an olive oil. You know, you have wonderful olive oils that you could choose from. Our Thea olive oil would be fantastic.
And if you're using the good ingredients, think about what the pasta is really for. It's a vehicle. So pick your favorite sauce, put it in your favorite casserole. This is a way to eat casseroles that honestly, I had not been making for my family for years and years and years. That whole bag is 45 calories, and it is hard